Good morning, Golden Eagles. This is Reed Hepler, and this is the Knowledge Nest. This week, we're going to talk about another part of the Special Collections and Archives. This is going to be the Digital Collections page. Now, that page right now is underway. I'm working on it currently. I had a little snafu trying to get the digitizations of things up on the website because LibGuides won't allow extremely large files, but we're going to work around that and see how we can get you access to these things. But I thought that I would kind of give you an insight into the process and kind of show you some of the unput up items so far. Now, the digital collections, as of right now, are going to consist of digital files that are born digital. That means that they were created digitally. And we have some other things that were physical, and then they were transferred to a digital file or digitized. And those are going to be up on the archives. Now, this is not going to be representative of this, but the files that I'm going to show you today are digitizations of physical objects. One was performed by a vendor, which did very well, and one was performed by us previously before I was here. But typically right now we're going to have born digital items, and eventually I'll be able to digitize other things once we get some hardware in here. But I just wanted to show you first the record of the Arthur Kleinkauf diary, the physical version that we have. You'll recognize this from last week, and if you remember, you'll go to the home page, and then you'll go back down to the bottom of that page and click on CSA Archives. You'll be brought to the home page of the archives, and then go down to Special Collections and Arthur Kleinkauf diary. Now, this is the record. This is the metadata record for the Arthur Kleinkauf diary. You'll see that it has a extent of one book occupying 2 feet and consisting of 4 volumes. So this is the copy that we have of the Twin Falls Public Library version or iteration of the diary. And so we have permission, not from Twin Falls Public Library because they don't have copyright, but we actually have permission from Arthur Kleinkauf's grandchildren to have a digital version of this diary on our digital collections website and provide access to all of you. And so on this website eventually will be a PDF of the item. And this is what that's going to look like. Here's the Relocation Center Diary of Arthur Kleinkauf. And here we have its collection manuscript 6-1. And you'll notice that that matches the series number right here. And so here is the digitized journal diary of Arthur Kleinkauf. And nowhere else has the complete digitized diary of Arthur Kleinkauf. And we gained permission to put this on our website. Now, we do also have a transcript, and best practice would be for many things. Well, it's not really best practice, but it's kind of more than best practice to have a transcript of this. We have the transcript. It's a little wonky right now. I'm going to work on it and get it kind of standardized and such, and maybe retype it because there are some things that have changed in transcript best practices since the transcript was made before, but that will be a decision for the future. But we're going to have a transcript up for this, hopefully, or we're going to have OCR go through this and make sure that you can search and read through this diary more easily. Now, that is going to eventually be here in our digital collections right here. We're going to click on that, and then we're going to click Arthur Kleinkauf Diary, and it's going to pop up with a PDF. Or maybe that'll just be a link. Who knows exactly what it's going to be like, but that's what it's going to – essentially, that's our goal. Now, it would be kind of strange if you had the same metadata, the same record for a physical item as you do for a digital item, and that's where other types of metadata come in. I told you last week that this is called EAD metadata, encoded archival description. For digital items, such as this digitization of the diary, we have another version called Dublin Core. Prepare to be amazed. So this is a XML version of the metadata. And here it's kind of similar. We have DC stands for Dublin Core, and then you have the colon, and then you have the term. So we have title, Relocation Center Diary, creator, Arthur Kleinkopf. The subjects are the same as they were in the physical record. Everything is similar, except for now we have a type. DC type is what type is this item? It's a text item. You read it. The format is a PDF format. The extent is 609 PDF pages. Again, the medium is text as well. And the identifier of the item is collection manuscript 6-01. We have the citation and the description of where we got this item, the language it's in. It's a version of the Arthur Kleinkopf diary collection that we have. It's a version of the physical item. And then you have the spatial and temporal coverage of the item, and then the rights statements, and then the provenance, and then again, the rights holder material. So that's the Dublin co-record for these items. Now, this is kind of a more raw material that I'm going to show you now. This is an image of the Shoshone Journal. I just received today, in fact, an hour ago, the digitizations that were provided by a vendor of the Shoshone Journal. This is part of a issue from 1891. So this is definitely out of copyright. I could show you this even if it was out of copyright, because it's a newspaper. It's publicly available. Excuse me. And so here, I'll go to selection. This is an extremely, extremely fine image. It's better than I obtained when I was looking through a microfilm viewer. It's phenomenal. I could zoom closer. In fact, let's do that right now. And it's only pixelated when it's at this level. It's really, really amazing. I really like it. And so this was performed again by a vendor, and they sent it to us. And you can even read it, even if it's a little pixelated. And they sent it to us in TIFF files, which are best practice. That's the preservation standard. And then I'll convert these into PDFs. And I may run some OCR on it so you can search the words. But you can read this. And this is really old. This is 100-year-old newspaper. You can read these really easily, even easier again than you can on the microfilm. So you might not need a search function on these unless you're looking for specific subjects, and that's why we want to run OCR on it and make sure that people can read what we have on these things, and they can search for particular subjects. But so we have the materials from 1891 to 1892 digitized. And then we have 1924 to 1931 digitized, and all of the materials between that have actually all been digitized already. They're in the Library of Congress Chronicling America's site, and we are the only ones right now who have the digitized version of this newspaper, the Shoshone Journal. There are 2 more microfilm rolls of the Lincoln Journal, which is what the Shoshone Journal became. Those have not yet been digitized, but as of right now, we have all but, 3 months of the Shoshone Journal digitized, and those other 3 months are with the Lincoln Journal, and those will be digitized next year by, it looks like, the same vendor, because really they've just done a fantastic, fantastic job. And so this was grant funded. This project was grant funded by the Idaho State Historical Records Administration Board. And it was, or advisory board, excuse me, and it was also funded with help from the CSI Foundation. And they're going to help me digitize other things with their materials soon. And they're going to help me get the hardware that I was talking about, the cassette tape digitizers and the slide digitizers and scanners and things like that. And we're going to have a fantastic record of our history, of Magic Valley history. Look eventually for digitized versions of Vardash Fisher's oldest work, because that is in the public domain, specifically his first work, which is a group of sonnets called Sonnets to an Imaginary Madonna. That's in the public domain now, so we're going to digitize that and get it up there. I'm very excited for all the things we're going to be able to do. So that is that. So you're not looking at huge text, I'm going to bring us back to this page right here. And that was kind of a two-part special on the archives, 2 episodes. Next week, we're going to talk about EBSCOhost, the new interface. I'm giving a training this week at In-Service. And so next week, we're going to talk to you about the new EBSCOhost interface, or for many of you new students, the regular EBSCOhost interface. And I'm also going to discuss pathways to research, which is another button that's on the home page, and how you can make use of all the EBSCO tools that we have. Many exciting new additions to our holdings are going to come, and I can't wait to show you those. Please contact me or Ross or Allison or really anyone if you have any questions. We have a fantastic we have another murder mystery coming up. Again, on August 31st, we have the book club. We're going to be discussing Book Lovers. That's going to be our book for this week. So please talk to Ali, if you have questions about that book, how to get a hold of it. You still have 2 weeks and 2 days to read it before the book club meeting. So thank you very much for watching and or listening. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next week here on The Knowledge Nest.